Hey everyone, and welcome to another Melorium Devlog. Melorium is a solo project of mine that I've been working on and off for around 3 years. It's a low-poly styled idle game in which you manage multiple aquariums. The game has a relaxing and cozy vibe to it, and the goal is to discover new species of fish by unlocking new tanks, spending coins, and breeding your fish for a profit. There'll be 3 main game modes. The main mode, in which you save up coins and research points to unlock new fish tanks, fish, and critters. Productivity mode, which can be used as both a screensaver and a to-do list. And the tank creator mode, where you can design your own aquarium with props however you want, then use that aquarium in any of the other modes. This will be a shorter update video, but the next devlog will be way more in depth and show a bunch of new features and changes. I'll get into that at the end of this devlog, but let me know in the comments whether you'd prefer more frequent devlogs but less content, or more content but less frequent devlogs. The first change I've made was redoing the lighting and shadows within the game. I don't think many people noticed, but in the last devlog, in some of the clips the shadows looked awful. This is because right before I left for Germany, I was trying to optimize the lighting, and I changed a lot of the settings, and when I returned, I couldn't remember what exactly I'd changed. After a long time googling and reading through Unity forum posts, I finally figured it out. It turned out that the issue was in my URP settings. Next I began modeling the first freshwater fish in the game, the Guppy. I'll show the process in the background. I'm still not the most confident with modeling, but I think the way I model is slowly becoming more consistent and a style is starting to form. First 2 freshwater fish in the game will be Guppies and Mollies. The modeling process itself doesn't take a lot of time for fish now, but for things like props or plants, I really struggle as I haven't made that many so far. Once the models are made in Blender, I import them into Unity and put my fish behavior script on them. I then fully test them out in Engine. If everything looks okay, I begin to animate them. Once animated, I UV unwrap them in Blender and Google around to find varieties of that fish. Some fish have very similar patterns to each other, or too complex patterns that I can't do in the low poly style, so often I have to work around those limitations to make the fish look good, or even create my own variants or adaptations of real fish species. After that I looked into the critter placeholders. Right now they either don't display at all, or they display the default saltwater snail. I am working on modeling completely new critters. There will be 1 more saltwater critter and at least 2 more freshwater. The current snail and crab in the game is salt, and the shrimp is fresh. An issue that I have with the critters is how the IDs work within my game. The prefabs are not named like orange clownfish, black clownfish, and so on. They all work from IDs. Since each fish has 10 variants, 1 to 10 is clownfish, 11 to 21 is damselfish, and so on. But the critters originally did not have any variants, which kinda messed everything up. Critter IDs start at 1000 with the snail, but the issue is that 1001 is crab, and 1002 to 1021 are shrimp, which code-wise makes no sense. To fix this, I need to redo a lot of the code and all of the critter prefabs to categorize these better. So for example, I could do 501 to 510 as saltwater snails, 511 to 521 are crabs, and so on. Since there won't be hundreds of critter types, the props which start at 2000 won't be affected at all. After a lot of trial and error, I got the Guppies hooked up in the game with their UVs and their variants, as well as all the Mollies. I want to try and get the next devlog out as soon as I can, without another huge gap between my uploads. I've given myself a stricter schedule of what exactly I want to work on and in which order, instead of ping-ponging around between tasks. So in the next devlog you will see the other 4 freshwater fish, all completed and in Engine, as well as a huge UI overhaul. You may have noticed that some of the UI has changed within this video, but it will change a lot more, especially the main menu of the game, so I'm excited to show all of that off. As well as the UI, I want to start adding sound effects into my game. The game has had no sound since the start of development, and it's something I've been putting off for a long time. I think sound is very important in games to add game feel and really bring life into the game and the interactions that you make with it. I've never created my own sound effects before, so for now I'll try and find some free for commercial use sounds online. If I do learn how to later, I can easily replace them as I get better. If you've made it this far through the video, thanks for sticking around. If you liked the video and haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and check out some of my other videos here. I'll aim to get my next devlog out as soon as I can, but I am visiting Germany again for another 3 weeks soon, so it depends on how quickly I can hop back into development when I return. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next devlog.